Howdy everyone, this is MopBop, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 9. We're over here at my base, we're joined by a few chickens, and I actually have some in my hand. That's better. So anyway, yeah, we're over here, and we're ready to get started on the giant storage area, so that'll be pretty awesome. And hopefully this episode can come out just a little bit sooner than the time between episodes 7 and 8. That was quite a while, but I have nothing stopping me this time, so that'll be pretty good. So anyway, you can see what we did in last episode over here. Haven't done a whole lot of work on it. Actually, I don't think I did much at all. Maybe just bone mealed up the area a little bit. Nothing really major. And this is what it looks like in the daytime. Now, in the last episode, I only showed you what it looked like at night because honestly, in my opinion, it looks a whole lot better at night. But yeah, this is at a day. And I think it looks pretty cool. I haven't actually had a chance to use this other than in last episode, kind of halfway through, because this is only a day after the release of the last episode, and the last episode was finished recording a day before its release, so yeah, I actually haven't been on a whole lot, so this is kind of my first project right after that. Not a whole lot of time in between, so I don't have any more resources or anything, so I do need to do that in between clips, is get a whole lot of sand, because what I want to do for this, and I kind of talked about this in last episode, is have a huge, giant storage area, giant front wall, and a lot of that is going to consist of glass, because I really want to be able to look out. I think that'll be pretty cool, and it'll just kind of make it look a whole lot more grand. Of course, I do have a cool glass texture, not that ugly stuff with all the noise on it. Did I see a zombie with an iron sword? Okay, well, anyway, I actually don't have that much armor on, so you can keep that, and now I'm probably trapped in here, are I not? So it's going to be really, really big, what I'm going to do, and I kind of have an idea for the shape of it. Not sure exactly the dimensions yet, but I want to use this giant flat side of the hill here. And let me actually grab some wood to show you kind of how big I'm thinking we go. Since we have this hill that kind of pops out here, and a little bit that pops out here, and we can't go too far in there because of the mining tunnel over there, we'll probably end, let's see, we could probably go up to about here. And that should be facing up or whatever. This is going to be mostly oak wood and glass on the front, and then also a little bit of andesite. And possibly a little bit of acacia, and then possibly just a little bit of cobblestone. So, same theme that we've been going with so far. I think this will be good. Probably go right about there. Now, these probably are not on the same level, or kind of like the same line, like going across like this, but that's just generally the size I want to go. Let me make those just a little bit taller, so you can see from down there. Let's go up a few more here, and let's see if I can find the one over here, because that's probably an important... Okay, it's down here. So I think I was only about a block off, so let's just go up a few like this. Let's go ahead and hop on down. And then, yeah, okay, that actually is really big. I could probably even push this over a few more blocks when I start to put the wall in. I'll actually adjust it just a little bit and see where everything needs to go. But yeah, that's how big we're looking at. This is going to be huge, guys. This really is going to be awesome. It's going to be, well, yeah, it's going to be bigger than this. But by how much, it might actually be pretty close. So on the front here, yeah, including the sides here, it's probably about the same as that. Looking at it, maybe just slightly bigger. It's going to be very close. Although it's going to be back in the mountain, so there's going to be a lot of digging, which will be not too bad probably because, well, I mean, I do have this pick. Let's look at this. The one thing I pretty much got other than my boots, which kind of count from my death in last episode. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of work done here. And this should look pretty cool. I do have to get rid of these trees too, and I'll worry about flattening the mountainside in a little bit. When I actually start to put stuff in, then I'll worry about that a little bit more. One thing I do want to mention though, is you can look at the terrain right now and you can see kind of a slope right here, a little bit of hill along here, and then it just kind of slopes down a little bit until it gets to the road. And what I want to do is have the entrance right about this level here, where that stone is, and then we got this kind of flatter area right there. There's the missing dirt block right there, which is really annoying. And right there is probably about where the entrance is going to be, because then I can put gardens on the side, have like rivers and stuff flow down, make it look really, really cool, and then just have steps that go down into a path that then eventually needs to link up with the road right here. So yeah, I might get that, ooh, breaking stuff, might get that set up too, but anyway, I really do need to focus on these right now and determine just how far apart they really need to be, and then we'll see how that's looking, and we'll get a little bit better of an estimate of just how big this thing really is going to be. Alright, I've got 6 stakes in the ground right now. I'm not sure of the height, actually. These inner ones are going to end up being a little bit taller, because we're going to have a slope that goes over the top for the roof, and I'm not exactly sure how steep it's going to be yet. And now if we step back a little bit, you can see the hill just a bit better. And you can see that it rises right now pretty far past these. So these actually probably have to come up another 3 blocks before we do the slope. I want the slope to not be over the mountain. So it has to go at least down below there. So these ones probably cannot be higher than about right there-ish, that area. But I also do not want the slope to be so smooth that it only ends up going a few blocks and we've got a ton of hill above it. I want it to be pretty close and line up pretty closely with the top of the mountain there. So it's going to take a little bit of playing around with, but as per width, these are exactly where I want them right now. I only moved, I think that one left 1 block to make it fit. Otherwise, it hasn't actually moved at all. So it's pretty close when I was guesstimating before. But anyway, we're going to have like giant window here, really, really wide, large window here with an entrance in the middle. And I'll get to that in a second. And then we're going to have large window here, and then we'll just blend it into the mountain over here, and the same on the other side. That one might be just a little bit harder because there's just kind of a steeper curve right there. That's a little bit flatter. There's a lot more room, which means there's a lot more I can do. That, not a whole lot of room, very, very steep. Might just end up running water down it and just kind of blending it in that way. Maybe a little pond down here. It's kind of got the natural shape for a pond. That could be pretty cool. Probably would look very much pond-like, kind of naturally generated if I do it right there. So that's probably a really good option right there, and I'll keep that in mind. Which would be really awesome also, because we're already really close to this, which means that there's just something that could go here, and it would fit in really quite nice, so that's great. But anyway, then this cobblestone line is not permanent, as far as I know. This right here is where the entrance is going to go, or like 1 block above it. So all the glass will be sitting on top of this. That way I do have the room for the steps that I talked about. And then there's also just a little bit of room for gardens and stuff that I also mentioned. I think it'll look pretty awesome too to be able to see the entrance from back there, not kind of hidden behind a hill or anything, or like, you know, you kind of look up to the entrance. I think this just would be better than just looking straight down. I don't know, it just adds some elevation, and in general, for me, elevation is always better than flat. But anyway, then, because this is an even amount wide, I think it's 12 blocks, looks like 4 there, and 4 in the center. We can have a 4 wide entrance, and that's going to basically mimic what you see up here. There's just going to be a little bit of a, you know, almost like a dwarven entrance, not so peaked, but kind of like curved, almost like a barn, and then that'll just fit in right there, and it's kind of like a smaller version of this whole thing for the entrance. That'll just be a hole. Don't think I'm going to do a door or anything. I think I would much rather have it just be open. Considering we have all the glass around here, I think it would be very, very awkward to have, you know, like the sand gate door or anything right in the middle, and it kind of obstructs that. And we kind of keep the same theme then, to have that open feel and all that light passing through. A door in the middle would just kind of obstruct that. It probably just wouldn't look very nice. So then, anyway, I do need to figure out where this is going to go up. Start getting the glass in, and then we'll probably work with the steps first, so we can see where to put the gardens. In this episode, I want to focus mostly on the outside. Don't want to do the inside yet, even though the Iron Titan is done, and we have tons of iron to do all the hoppers and everything. I do need to get some quartz. Hopefully that won't be too long for the sorting, but then there's also the matter of the wood. It's just very expensive to do the inside, and I really do need to split that into 2 episodes. Otherwise, this is going to be a very long and very long-awaited episode, because that really, really would take a long time. So anyway, yeah, just going to be working on that in this episode. Hopefully it'll look pretty cool, and this road actually does need to turn just a little bit coming up. Now, earlier, that baby chicken you saw in the intro was from an egg. Let's see. Oh, 2 for 2. Alright, pretty awesome. So, anyway, see you in a bit. Okay, so I obviously have not linked up the road yet, but let's go ahead and take a look at what I've done so far. Let's go ahead and step back here. And that's a lot of glass, that really is. Although, using panes actually kind of cheapened it up a bit. So it wasn't actually a whole lot of glass that I used, although there's a lot in your face. So there is a lot of white there, and, well, it's not too bad. As you start to step away further, though, it does get kind of weird. Now we get back here, and yep, there goes all the lines on the side. You can kind of see like a side-by-side. I should probably stop moving my camera and get just a little bit further back. Now you just see dots in the corners, which is a little bit odd. But then when we zoom in there, I think it'll look a whole lot better when we actually get stuff behind it. That'll probably help. And then, yeah, it'll just look a lot more complete, you know. So anyway, I do kind of like the shape of it, though. You can see I kind of played around with it for a little bit to get it to where I like it. But yeah, that's about where we're going. You can kind of see where it just fits in with everything. It just, I really do like it. I really like where this is headed. Don't have the walls in yet. Do have the sides in. Well, do I? I think I have one side in. And it was just kind of patching it up with dirt. So obviously nothing final. Let's actually head in there and check that out. Nope, actually haven't done either side. So anyway, I also got these little, like, I don't know what you call them, land masses out the front. Haven't decorated them yet, obviously. Right now I'm just still letting the grass grow over so I can bone meal them up. But we'll end up decorating the walls, putting little posts on the sides and stuff, and really distinguishing those. Maybe adding a few other small ones around here. And then these will just kind of be like the front garden. So it'll be pretty cool, and we'll have then the road run right through the middle like that, and it'll go right up to there. And that'll be pretty awesome. We can start decorating up this area. Now, on the left, my little pond idea here kind of got cut in half. Literally, because that goes right through it. Although, on the other side, and I still do want to do it over there, just kind of like leaning up, so it's kind of half. I don't think that'll be too bad. Now, on this side, we have a similar crater, just much, much larger, and there's trees in the middle. Now, that gave me some cool inspiration, because we could have trees like this coming out of the bottom. I'll get rid of that, obviously, that's too short. Because if the water line's right here, it's going to get cut off. But anyway, we'll have then like taller trees sprouting out, and I think that'll be pretty cool to have just these large trees sprouting out of the water, maybe a few along the side, some taller sugarcane in places, and I think overall that'll look pretty cool. So anyway, obviously some more work to be done here, but I really do like the way this is coming along. You can see where this is. If we come over here, now look at how much area is actually going to be decorated, because we get the pond here, of course we come out a little bit, maybe adding a few more gardens. We're basically going to fill this whole area up with nature right here. And I think it'll be really quite awesome. Over here we might do that as well, because there's no way I'm fitting anything else in here if we got the pond right here, unless it's something really, really small. You know, maybe a few like trailers or something. I don't know, but oh, chicken? No, no chicken. But anyway, yeah, really do like this, like I said. Gonna keep working on this. The inside, like I said, is gonna be in next episode. Although I did notice something. Now, if we come in here, it's kind of got some dark spots, and I might just put another half slab under each one of these. I think there's room. Oh, not right there. Although the light might not actually pass through there. So I'll have to play with that around more when it's darker, I think. Or no, when it's brighter, because the sun's going to be out and passing through. It'll probably be more of an issue, though, in next episode when we're working on the inside. Because then we'll actually have to look up. Right now, it's not too bad. So anyway, I was wondering what that noise was. That's actually just the portal. Let's head up here and see how I did this. This just meets up right with the land. And it's not actually consistent then, which is really nice, I think. It kind of adds a more natural feel to it. And if we come up here, you can see it kind of starts further out and then just slowly kind of comes back into the mountainside, and then it reaches its furthest point back right here and then starts coming back out. So it's kind of got this slope shape here that almost matches the ceiling of it. And this is a really cool view of the place. So anyway, what I did was I just kept bringing it back, and if there was a block like this, I'd either place another, oh, gee, it's up here now. Either place another block on top of it like that, just kind of, you know, like make it a little bit nicer flow, or just completely bring it back further. Again, it just depended on the flow of the whole thing, but anyway, yeah, we never have more than a whole block, or less than a whole block rather. We don't have any half blocks, or any like 0 blocks, or somewhere I had cut off like that. So anyway, yeah, looking cool, I think. Like I said, gotta keep working. It shouldn't actually take me a whole lot longer. There's not a whole lot much more that I have to do. Although, what is left is, well, the stuff I enjoy the most, and that's the nature stuff. And then, well, the road too. But won't be that big of an issue. So anyway, meet up with you in a bit. And it might also help to mention that I have new tools as well. All 3 of these are new-ish, really. I just found them sitting on armor stands back at my house. And then, quick enchantment on this. Pretty awesome, really. I like the looting 3, I like the knockback 2, I like the unbreaking 3 and the fire aspect 2. I can go around butchering cows all day and get tons and tons of meat. And then, well, those 2 are just, yeah, you know. Okay, really cool view from up here, I think. You can see everything really, really well. And you can see all the changes I've made. Let's go ahead and hop down here. Oh, okay, he said something. I'll check that in a little bit. But anyway, linked up the road here, so then it goes right up to there. I actually had to go around looking for some andesite because I didn't have any. And it was actually kind of hard because I've been using a lot of it around here. And it just links up right down here. It just kind of goes up really gradually. I also chipped away a lot here, and you can kind of see that because this was actually a lot higher before. It went right up to about there, I think, so we lost 2 layers so I can do the steps the way I wanted them. I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, we got these 3 gardens out here on either side. 3 there, 3 there. They're identical, although the crops aren't exactly in the same location, which I think is completely okay. I think that would actually look pretty weird if it were perfectly symmetrical in that sense. But we got carrots and wheat and no potatoes because I didn't have potatoes and no. So anyway, then we just did the crops on the bottom layer. Got grass on the top 2 layers, and we got also a few flowers in there. and some tall grass, and I think it just adds some really good variation. I was also thinking of getting some tall flowers in here, and I might still grab some rose bushes, but I'd have to head back to spawn for that because they don't have any around here. And there's none that spawn in any location around here as far as I know, because they only generate in a flower forest, which is nowhere near here. At least I don't think there is. So anyway, from hopping up here, this is kind of what it'll look like from the inside. Let's get a really high view. Let's actually get one right from the door. So you can see looking out. I think that looks really cool where you can see just about everything. And now I know we don't have a whole lot yet, and that's kind of actually blocking the thing behind it. But we'll be able to see a lot from here, so that'll be really, really cool. But anyway, then for the sides here, again, I put carpets on top, and that's because we have these acacia logs on the side. I didn't want that orange to be exposed. I know we have some orange around here, but it just did not seem fitting right where it is. Now, let's see, come down back to the bottom. We went with ponds on either side, and you can't really see that one unless you actually walk up there, which is kind of a shame, but I guess you can see it from over here. So sugarcane around it, and then this one just kind of morphs into the wall there. I might go grab some spruce wood also to make it look like it's a little bit deteriorated down there, and like the water is actually providing kind of a tint to it. So that's the small one, and then we got the large one on the other side. I thought I knocked that crap out for a second, but anyway, let's go over here. And you can see it is quite a bit larger. It's probably about twice the size of the other one. It just looks really natural. And what I really like about this one is that it's on a different elevation from that one, which adds a whole lot more depth to the build. You can see that's right there, and then that follows up, and then we got this little step on this side. So yeah, pretty awesome. I think we got the trees growing out of there like I said they would. Got 3 of them, I think, and then we again have the sugar cane going around there. And we also went back to spawn to grab, well, some more jack-o'-lanterns, or pumpkins at least for the jack-o'-lanterns to do some of the lighting. And I also grabbed some melon blocks. These fit in really, really well. The green, I think, just matches so nicely with all the grass around here, with the leaf color. It's kind of perfect. It really is pretty fitting. And then also dotted some wheat around here. Because everything's kind of brown and stuff, I thought maybe it would fit pretty well. And yeah, I really do think it does. It's got all that kind of brown tipping, and you can see a little bit of the soil below it. So yeah, really does fit in. Just really, really like how this build's going along. So of course we cannot finish the actual sorting part of that in this episode. That's going to be next episode because this didn't take horribly long, but it did take me a while to actually talk about it because there really is a lot going on here. And I really don't want to cram too much into this episode. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. But anyway, this has been MapBot. And I can't hit buttons. And that's still not right. And I'm out.